Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Airsoftaholics Anonymous. With me today is Raymond. He's sitting across from me, all beautiful, like, really enjoying staring into his eyes, and he's looking super uncomfortable. Today, we're bringing with a very special first. We're going to do a review of Cookies Chaos in New Jersey, which is a really cool field we hit up last week. So, Ray, initial thoughts on Cookies Chaos?
Easily my favorite field in New Jersey. I don't really like going to Jersey very often because it sucks, but I'll go for Cookies. Other than that, I mean, I've been, how do I say this? Well, we've been playing there for a couple years now. I've never had a bad time there. Field layout's really nice, staff's really nice players and everything, so we just really want to dive into this one and give you our full thoughts about it. So, let's start it off. This is a little criteria we're going to do. Just kind of like
It's like a 5-star rating system.
Yeah. I think like 5 categories. Best scores 25 out of 25.
Yeah.
So what's the first one we're going to jump into?
We're going to go with like referees or staff.
Okay, so the staff. So the staff, I give a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Cookie, the owner of the field. Great guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Super nice guy, very friendly. He doesn't have a whole lot of staff. Like, I think at the most I've seen is maybe like him, maybe like 3 or 4 other referees.
I think the most I've ever seen was like 3.
Yeah.
Last weekend I think there were 2.
2.
Except for the guy driving the truck.
Yeah.
I don't know if he works there or not, but
I think it might have just been like a close friend or something like that. But they do their job correctly. You know, like they're orderly with registration, they're orderly with getting you chronoed and everything.
They get you back on the field pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think like 15 minutes at most.
Give or take, especially depending on the day. You know, like last weekend was that was a hot one.
Yeah,
you know,
I think it was like 90 degrees.
Yeah, so they gave us a little time to chug some water and sit in the shade, but they do their job correct. I mean, like, I only give them 4 out of 5 because there's not a whole lot of them. Although I don't like going to a field where, like, every time you're walking around the field and all you see is just referees. At the same time, if shit is going down, if you are having an issue with, like, cheaters and stuff like that, you want to have a referee close by instead of, you know, you have to take a 10-minute walk just to find one.
I think the one good thing about the referees there is they're always at places where you're going to, like you know that Duncan they have?
Yeah.
Or, like, the barracks. They always, like, seem to have a referee, like, kind of just, like, in the right spot for, like, points of contention where there's going to be a lot of, like, really close shooting. A lot of people might be like, oh, I thought I hit that guy. They don't really have referees, like, out in the open, like, spots where it's a lot more obvious whether or not you killed someone or not.
Yeah.
I think they do a really good job with that.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, some other fields, maybe not.
Yeah. So solid 4 out of 5 for staff. Brian, what's the next category?
Game modes.
Game modes?
Yep.
I'd probably give them another solid 4 out of 5 on that one.
I'd probably give them a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Mainly because it seems like every time we go there, there's something new that they do. Like this truck thing they did this past weekend, where they put like a dude or a dummy in the truck, and like they had to escort it like down the road, and you had to stop them and like steal the dummy or whatever. I didn't really understand what we were supposed to be doing. I just shot the driver a lot.
Yeah.
But it was new.
Yeah.
And previous times we went there, they did where like you had to attack like one point and capture it.
Yeah, like
and the defenders have 1 life.
Yeah, rush. Oh, okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, you know, you have a point there and everything. They do try to keep it interesting. You know, I've never gone there and kind of played the same game twice. You know, they've done a couple things. They've done like the typical conquest mode, you know, open the whole field up.
Yeah.
You know, raise and lower the flags and everything like that.
That field is really big though for... Normally they attract like what, 40, maybe 50 people?
On a normal open play.
Yeah, there's like 40, 50 people. And it's kind of like big for like whole field play.
Yeah.
You know, without like any like spots to contend for. Mm-hmm. You know.
They've also done like I remember before we went last weekend, I think the last time we were there, I believe we played Rush. Anyone not familiar with Rush, it's a game mode on Battlefield. It's just basically, let's see here, how do I explain? The defending team has basically 2 points to defend. The attacking team has to show up, destroy both defensive points, and then the defending team falls back to another 2 points.
Yeah.
And you have a time period. They always do everything by time. So it'll be something, like, that's always how his games are, no matter what. But, like, with Rush, he'll tell you, hey, look, you're in the attacking team, you have unlimited respawns. You have 30 minutes to get as many. I think it's like you'll have 3 or 4 sets of 2 things you have to destroy.
Yeah. Well, I think it's normally like 10 minutes to do the first one, and then 10 to do the second, and 10 to do the third.
I know that's usually how, like, the game, like, on Battlefield plays it, but for him, it's just like you have a half an hour to get as far as you can.
Okay. Because I know there were several times last year when we went that, like, the attacking team, like, we went to, like, the second line of defense or whatever, and most of the guys went to the first line, and it was like 10 minutes went by, and there was like, or 15 minutes, whatever it was, and they're like, yeah, the game's over.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean it's over?
Oh, I remember that because, last year we did go there. I think I was being lazy. It was towards the end of the day. We were playing Rush. I think that was going to be the last game. I'm like, I'm going to go all the way to the back because it's hot as hell. I've been playing all day. I kind of want to take a little break. Sat there. I think I was bullshitting with Paul, with Batman.
Yeah.
And I think we were bullshitting with one of the guys from Task Force Degenerate. That's a regular team that goes to Cookies. And everyone just started walking back. I'm like, oh, did they take the first wave or something? He's like, no, game's over. We won.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. But that's generally how he does his games and everything, though. It's like you're the attacker. For any game, really, but, like, to explain Rush better, how he does is you have the attacking team has a half an hour to get as far as they can, then you switch sides, and, it's kind of basically beat the opposing team's time or whatever the case. But, look, like you said, this past weekend we did the whole truck thing.
Yeah, that was new.
He has a couple different events that he does there, and
he does like Vietnam reenactment events, kind of.
Yeah.
With, I think they're called Broken Arrow, Black Arrow, some shit like that. Which, like, the field, this next category is like the field layout is like they do. It's kind of a swamp. Mm-hmm. It's like on the downside of, like, there's like a little bit of a hill, and then Cookies is kind of like at the bottom of that.
Yeah.
And it's a rocky swamp that's really fucking wet.
Yeah. Humid
as hell. But there's tree cover. Like, pretty much like the entirety of the field is covered in trees.
Yeah. And
they have quite a few buildings out there that are pretty well constructed, I would say.
Yeah, actually a lot more than I ever expected. Or the first time I ever went there, I thought we were just playing in the woods, and I was not expecting for there to be, like, a town in the middle of it. And if we're talking about the field, 5 out of 5 in my opinion.
Yeah, I would give it a 5 out of 5. The only thing is, it's a fucking swamp.
Yeah.
And, that event, or the day we went there, and it's fucking pouring.
Yeah.
I mean, it started pouring at the end, which made it, like, more epic. But I remember following Country, and we were, like, about to ambush these dudes, and, like, I just, like, got down on my knees because I was, like, trying to get lower so these guys wouldn't see us when they were walking by, and I was just literally, like, up to my hips in water.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, this fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm. So the field, let's dive into the field a little bit. So we both give it a 5 out of 5. Again, this is, I think you would agree with me, this is our favorite field in Jersey.
Oh, yeah. The only field I would say I would like to go back to just to see if I liked it more than Cookies would be Cobra 1.
Oh, okay.
Now, Cobra 1, I think, probably wouldn't be as good as Cookies just because it's all open. And there's, like, some, buildings and, like, some wooded area.
Yeah.
But I definitely thought that field was, like, pretty cool.
I'll say this. Cobra 1 isn't as good as it used to be when they first opened, but a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
But let's actually talk about what's in this field. So, obviously, they have the town, which is probably right in the middle of it.
Yeah, they call it the Twins.
No. That's the Twins is completely different. The town is like with Duncan, the barracks, the police station, everything like that.
The Twins are really close to that, though.
Right at the very end of it.
Yeah.
But I believe the Twins are actually still a part of the town, but the town is its own thing. So you have that.
There's a pretty sizable kill house there.
Yeah.
Which is Duncan. It's like 4 or 5 rooms.
Yeah.
The cool thing about all their 90% of their buildings, the windows have like a hinged piece that like you can close a window.
Yeah, shutter.
You know, I think that's a pretty like neat piece to add on, because most airsoft fields it's just kind of like got an open fucking box here.
Yeah. It's always very. The town is probably the coolest part of the field, if I'm going to be honest with you, just because of where it is. Right in the middle, you can get, it's just right in the middle of the woods. You can get attacked from at all angles, and you won't see the guys, because especially if they're...
The vegetation is really heavy there.
Very heavy. It's really separated from a bunch of different shit, and it's really like lined up perfectly to where, the town is kind of like when you're playing one of their ops and you're trying to control everything. If it's one of those type of games, like the town's what you want. But they got the town. They have the POW camp.
Yeah, POW camp is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's off kind of like the far like corner-ish of the field. And like the one really cool thing about that is like there isn't much cover there. There's like some large boulders and like some fallen logs, and that's pretty much it.
There is a building there.
There is, but it's not
small,
big.
like one, maybe 2 people are going to get into it, and that's about it.
Probably a bee's nest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But they got that. They got the missile silo. They have Swampy Pete's.
Barracks.
The barracks. Swampy Pete's is literally right in the middle of the swamp. Like, if you don't want to get dirty, don't go there.
Yeah.
They have Special Forces, which I don't know where they call it that. That's at the very field up the hill. That's literally... that's a base.
House,
yeah,
basically.
Another big base. That's usually always one team spawn point. A couple other things. They have the airfield that's there.
The airfield isn't normally in play, though.
Normally not. It's usually... there's something right next to the airfield that they use, but I can't remember what they call
barracks.
it. Oh, yeah, that's right. The barracks, sorry.
I think the airfield is there, like, mainly for, like, their events, the Vietnam kind of events. But I'm not sure. I haven't been to one of those before.
Yeah, not their Vietnam ones, but the field, the layout and everything like that, solid 5 out of 5. Very interesting. Very well put together.
I don't think it ever gets boring either.
No, I've never gone there and been bored.
Of the like 6 or 7 times I've been there, I think it's pretty much you play like the same path. But I don't think it ever gets boring, because there's always like somewhere new you're getting shot at from.
Yeah.
Or some way you like walk a little bit different and you find somewhere else to shoot at someone from. And that field is really... I mean, you can play it however really you want, but I think it's really, like, advantageous to be sneaky as fuck and just kind of, like, sneak off to the side with you and, like, a couple of your guys and chill there, because someone's probably going to walk down a trail and you just blast 6 or 7 guys.
Yeah. It's the best field to set up ambushes. It's the best field to get ambushed.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I think probably one of the, like, funniest things that happened this last one was I kind of like saw I think no, it wasn't like that time when we went over that hill with those 2 dudes. It was a different time, but I was kind of on my own. I had just come back in from respawn, and I was kind of like, oh, just gonna, like, I probably shouldn't walk down this trail because, like, someone could just shoot at me from the other end of it. And I was like, maybe I should, like, walk off to the other side. And as soon as I did that, there's, like, an opposing team was wearing all black. I was like, oh, there's some dudes. Cool. So I, like, went off, like, behind a big-ass boulder. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna fucking ambush all these dudes as soon as they all, like, walk out into the middle of the trail, which, of course, they all fucking did. And I think I killed like 5 or 6 dudes, maybe. And it's just kind of like, it definitely is one of those fields where if you decide to be sneaky, it's definitely going to help your game. You're definitely going to have like epic moments where you just killed 6 guys.
Oh, absolutely. So moving on. So yeah, 5 out of 5 for the field. So what's the next category? Players?
So
players.
I'd give it like a 4 out of 5 for players. Just because Now, when we rolled up Sunday, I was just kind of like, oh, like, you know, there's that certain group of people we know that I'm not, like, a huge fan of. I don't know if you're a huge fan of them. I think they're all, like, all right more recently. I think they've gotten better.
I think they've chilled out. I think they've kind of realized a certain group of players, the Patriots.
Yeah,
we're gonna throw it out there.
Fucking say it.
They're from our area.
They basically are responsible for killing a large portion of the community.
That's kind of us too. We kind of kept team sealing and shit like that. So, like, I'm not really going to put it all on them. I do think their rules and everything kind of got in the way of type shit and their attitudes, but they've really mellowed out. I think it's probably because they're a lot older now. Granted, they were
several dudes that are in their 60s.
2 guys are in their 60s. Granted, this group's always been older than us, but now it's like, now we're in our mid-20s, they're in their mid-30s, so it's like they've chilled out and shit like that. But the players, I'm gonna put it like this. It's kind of like 2 different ways. You give it a 4 out of 5. I'm giving it a actually, I'm gonna explain myself before I give my rating. So I have never had a issue with anyone cheating there to where I knew it was just completely blatantly cheating. Now, of course, there's a couple times you shoot at somebody who's quite a distance away. It's kind of one of those, did I hit him? Did I not? Did he feel it? Whatever. But never a situation where it's like, I shot a guy 20 feet away from me and he completely just shrugged it.
Yeah, that's true. I've never experienced that there.
Yeah. I've always met some of the most friendliest people there. Just this past weekend, it's another thing too. If you're a Pennsylvania airsofter, and more specifically, if you're from the northeastern part of Pennsylvania, around our area, the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton area, New Milford, anything like that, a lot of dudes from PA go to this field because it's about an hour and 20-minute drive. A lot of guys from Jersey are there as well, obviously. Always met some of the friendliest people. I've always met some of the nicest people there. Always a good group. Although Task Force Degenerate, formerly Reaper's Contracting and Blackwater Airsoft, I've always known them to be the frequent players there. Like, that's their home field. They weren't there this past weekend. Yeah. Maybe that guy who was driving the truck might have been a part of them.
I think he was.
Right. Not 100% sure on that, but a fair estimate. They get a little intense and kind of get a little fired up, but never really had an issue with them. They could be a little intense, especially their leader, Hades. I just want to give that man a smoke or something, calm him down, give him some blood pressure pills or something, because that dude gets wild up. But, nice guy. If you're somebody who's looking for, like, because this is actually something a guy we used to run with, Connor Dolan, used to complain about cookies all the time, that the team wasn't going to get better playing at cookies because it wasn't top.
Oh, I said this too.
Yeah, it's not top tier competition. Granted, that doesn't really matter, in my opinion. If you're just going there for an open play, or you're just going there for an odd because you enjoy the place, you enjoy the people you're playing with, it's not really that big of a deal. No. But that is the case, though. It's not going to be the most intense fighting you've ever been in. It's going to be a lot of really laid back, chilled out dudes who enjoy playing airsoft, and you're going to have a good time.
I think for me, it's like a really good throwback to when, before we really started going to fields and paying money, because to me it has kind of just like that atmosphere where like you get out there and you just kind of do airsoft.
It's kind of that throwback of like
it's just chilling.
Yeah, I'm gonna text all my buddies and we're gonna go play this weekend.
Yeah, it's a really chill place. I don't remember if I said a 4 or a 5.
I think you said 4, yeah.
But
I would also give it a 4. I just want to explain that fact. It's like, it's not like people can argue, like, you can go to, like, if you're a team, right? Like, just going to make this example. If you're a team and you're trying to become a better team, you're trying to really build that chemistry and everything like that with your Milson team and get better and perform. Like, if you're a team that trains and shit like that, foreshadowing our next topic. Cookies.
I think Cookies is a good place to train, to like do active training where you're like, here's like something new that we might try out. Let's try it at Cookies, because the competition isn't like super serious there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, people are just there to chill and to shoot at each other and that kind of shit. Whereas, like, if you're going in there, like what we did with Cutthroat with 20 people, and we're like, all right, we're going to practice this thing that we did in training, and we just want to see how it works against people that don't know what we're going to be doing. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good, like, testing ground. Okay, but I don't think you're going to, like, get better.
Yeah.
Because it's like saying, all right, we're going to practice... the high school baseball team is going to play like the middle school baseball team. Let's see if we're going to be like state champions.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I can promise you that.
Yeah.
But you will get, like, you'll still be out there shooting people and going through the motions.
It's a really great trial and error place. But the players, though, again, like, you're going to go there and you have a good time. I give it a 4 out of 5 as well.
Yeah.
Just because... there are some intense people that go there. That's why I didn't give it the 5 out of 5. That can not ruin your day, but get a little annoying.
I think part of that is, like, cookies and, like, the like, ambiance of the place, or whatever you want to call it, is just, like, laid back.
Yeah.
And if you can't, like, go and just be like, all right, I'm going to be laid back, like, you can still go there and be like, guys, we're going to, like, test this out. But you have to be laid back about it, because, like, otherwise it's just kind of, like, ruining... the whole cookies vibe, I feel like. And people that are way too serious while they're there are just kind of like, you're kind of killing it for me, man.
Yeah. Even just this past weekend, we were playing. This happened at any other place, I would have gotten into an argument with some guy. We were playing attack and defend. I think we were actually playing that truck game, and I was in the police station. Mm-hmm. Someone on the opposing team snuck up on me, and I didn't see him till last second. He spooked me, all right, and I probably sent like 6 or 7 BBs straight at him. Like, I overshot him, if we're going to be honest. Any other place, I probably would have gotten to an argument. This dude's just like, dude, don't worry about it. Like, you got me all in the chest. It's fine, dude. Even talked to this dude in the staging area and apologized to him again. He's like, dude, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a good time there. The group of people that are there, like you said, it really is that ambience of super laid back. I'm going to text my buddies this weekend. We're all going to go meet up and play.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, that's
I think
players.
The fifth category would be price, which I would give it, I think it was $20, right?
25.
25?
Yeah.
See, when I was thinking it was $20, I'd be like, I'd give it a 5 out of 5. But now that I'm like 25, I'd give it a 4 out of 5, just because... I mean, you pay like $30 at Zulu and like 25 at Strikeforce South, which Zulu I feel like should only be 25, but but I think $20 would be fair. 25 is fair too.
25 is kind of like that average.
Yeah, 25 is something you normally pay at an airsoft field. Yeah. So I guess I'll retcon that. I'll give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, because even their ops are $25.
Yeah, they don't change their price.
They don't change their price for an open play or an op. They just do that.
I definitely think it's a fair price, because the field is not super well maintained, but they don't really have to like go out and fix shit all the time, because no one's going hardcore and breaking shit.
Yeah.
And
plus, if they started like cutting the grass, cutting down some shrubbery and all that stuff, it's gonna lose the cookie feel.
Yeah.
Granted, you go there in the
just
fall.
Feels like overgrown, like Vietnam.
Yeah. Granted, you go there in the fall. Sure, it's obviously vegetation has died at that place, but the field's still great. So it's just really, it is what it is. But I mean, for the price, $25, that's the average. Maybe you could argue with what you're doing there. Maybe it should only be $20, but I don't have a problem paying $25 to go play cookies.
Yeah.
Never had an issue there. Great people go there.
The other thing is, like, I feel like cookies is just kind of like one of those places where I don't really mind giving them my money. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, might sound weird, but, like, I don't mind giving it to them, because they're not out there trying to make money off the place. Yeah. Like, I think when we used to go there, it used to be like $20. Yeah. Maybe I'm misremembering, but it's just kind of like, maybe he has to pay more money to be there now.
Well,
you know?
Possibly, but that's also like in our last episode when we talked about toxic people in the community, how a lot of field owners, companies, and so on don't care about the community. Cookies is one of those people that we don't mind paying because he's not out there trying to, like, as you said, he's not out there trying to make money off this. He's not doing all this crazy shit.
He's there for the community.
He's there for the community. Cookie is a good guy. We enjoy the field, but my phone went off and we probably picked that up. But hey,
I think we total rating is like what, 24 out of 25? 23 out of 25.
I think it's like what
I think you docked it like 2 somewhere. Players and something else. I don't remember. I would give it a 24 out of 25.
24 out of 25.
So we're going to go with 24 out of 25.
All right.
Thanks for joining us this week, guys, on Airsoftaholics Anonymous for our very first field review.
Be sure to check in next weekend next episode, next Wednesday. I screwed that up. I was trying to be cool.
Whenever it is.
Tune in for next episode where Brian Chalker and I, Chalker's making his return, go over...
It's bringing us a big surprise.
Oh, boy. Join in... God damn it, we ruined that. Keep it. Don't edit. We're going with it.
We're going to be talking about training next time.
Yeah.
And it'll be a good time.
A whole bunch of stuff about training.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Catch you later.